right, we've come to the end of the section. So let's summarize it, right? The IP addressing and routing. All right, so what did we went over? Why is an IP address important? I'm not even going to go there. An IP address is important, period. No IP addressing, no networking. That's it. We saw the format of an IP address for version 4 for octets. They're separated by a decimal. It's a 32-bit address. Octet means 8. So 8 times 4 is 32. That's 32 bits. There you go. All right, we got classes, A, B, C, D, and E. We already know about the classes. And how to identify a class of IPv4. Because how do we do? What do we look at? We look at the very first octet. That will tell you. You know the ranges. All right? You know the ranges. So you look at the first octet and you'll know. Does a subnet mask matter what type of class of address it is? Nope, it doesn't. Okay? The subnet mask has nothing to do with the class of address. And I'll discuss that with anybody that wants to. Okay? All right, then we went to prior ranges of IPv4 addresses. All right, so we saw there's public addresses and there's private addresses because they say, we don't, oh, wow, ooh, everybody's using the internet. Uh-oh. All right, we need some private addresses for inside, institutions, which are high schools or colleges or hospitals or whatever, businesses, right? So we need IP addresses, and they took it from the A, the B, and the C. All right, so we learned what those were. We learned what those ranges were, okay? And there are reserved IP addresses like the loopback 127.0.0.1, but the entire 127 is taken up. You can't use it. You can ping 127, 54, 28, 32, and you'll get back a reply. Trust me, because the whole 127 is reserved. All right, but if you're one of those people, like I said before, one of those RFC, aficionados, not to be insulting, all right, go ahead and look for it, and you'll find it. All right. Assigning IP addresses to host routers, and we even did it to a switch, and we even assigned a default gateway to a switch so you can get to the switch remotely. That's the whole point, okay? Not a big deal, not a big deal. And we're going to keep doing it throughout the whole entire course, so that's fine. And then we finally said that the subnet cache is the key to it all. It's the key to it all, okay? That's what you need to look at, especially for your subnetting, okay? Now, we have Cider Notation, which is that slash. That's classless inter-domain routing. Okay? Really, it's for VLSM. That's why we use a Cider. But okay, we'll get there. All right, and then we have the new one, dotted decimal numbering, DDN. I can't stop laughing. It's just funny. They just made a new name out of it. Okay, whatever. Dotted decimal notation or Cider Notation. Okay? Then we actually started doing subnetting. I show you 3 examples with the class A, B, and C. Again, looking at your subnet mask is key. Subnet mask is key when looking for subnetting, so you can find that increment number, draw that line. Then we went to routing. How does a routing table get built? You saw how a routing table gets built. When you put in the IP addresses, right, it knows who it's connected to. Boom, you got a routing table. And then if you statically, right, start doing routes, right? You're putting them in statically, or we're using default routes, or we're using a routing protocol. Now, ARP, you saw it happening. I had that one ping that missed, and then it was reply, reply, reply. Because that ARP exists. It first got to say, hey, gateway, I need your MAC address. And then gateway says, which is the router, hey, no problem, here's my MAC address. Okay, now I got a complete frame. I can go ahead and send it to you. And then the router looks at the routing table and sends it on its way. Okay? Discards any layer 2 information, keeps the layer 3 information, and then sends it. And the same thing happens on the other side. No big deal. So you learned about default routes, static routes. All right, and we talked about ARP before. We talked about the 4 routing protocols. These 3, 1, 2, and 3, RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF, those are interior gateway routing protocols, where BGP is an exterior routing protocol. Distance vector, advanced distance vector, link state, and path vector, due to the way that it does things. So we went over quite a bit of stuff, but we broke it down nice and easy. You saw that it was no big deal, easy to learn, and again, practice, practice, practice. And we're going to get a lot more practice throughout the course. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.